Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. It's an all-French affair. Julien Laurens and Frank Leboeuf with me. The first time, of course, they've been reunited after Juls thrashed Frank in the World Cup '98 quiz. And the first question is about that, actually. And it asks you, Frank, how on earth does Juls know more than you about the World Cup?
Because he's a journalist and I was a player. And as a player, I take care of what's going on the field. Not about the name of the referee who was the top scorer. I know one thing, that I was playing and that I won. The rest, it's history.
That is all that matters. Don't you find it, Juls, when you speak to players about games, they have no recollection about hardly anything or anyone or anything that's been happening?
Yeah, I don't buy that at all. I mean, Leboeuf should know better. I was 17 at the time. You know, it's like he was there. It's like he's kept all the memorabilia and everything in his house, and him and the players meet up regularly for charity matches and everything. Like, this is part of him. How can he got nothing? Not even 1 point, nothing. And we did try to help him a lot.
Yeah, it's true that we remember that Shaka scored, that the referee, I think as Zidane, that if he knows the name of the referee, that if he was even Tunisian or Moroccan, I think he hasn't got a clue about that. So we don't have a clue about that. That's a journalist thing, and enjoy it, guys. We don't care.
We can't afford Zidane. That's why we've got you on, Frank.
I can. That's very mean. First, and I'm gonna call him if you need if you need to ask him something.
Imagine you ring up. I've got a really urgent question for you, Zizou. What was the name of the referee in the final?
Yeah, he would say, "Why do you bother me with that question?" No, no, I'm pretty sure that none of the players know the name of the referee, even the Brazilian.
Okay, all right. Okay.
With all due respect, sorry.
Is it absolutely important for PSG to play warm-up or friendly matches with other teams if they want to prepare for the Champions League in August?
Of course it is. I mean, it makes no sense. There is no way Paris Saint-Germain is going to win the Champions League if they don't have other games before. It's impossible. You get the rhythm, you also get mentally the preparation and everything. It's crucial for any club to go back to their own championship to get ready for big games. Even friendly games are not good for the Paris Saint-Germain. They need to play big games. And if the Champions League has to be finished, I think, and I'm sorry for Jules, Paris Saint-Germain has no chance to win it.
You think, though, back to European Championships, what, Denmark were on the beach, weren't they? Till they got recalled, brought into the tournament, they win it all. You don't need any practice, any warm-ups, Jules?
No, that's true. And I mean, I guess that's one team that can maybe inspire the Parisians. But Frank is right on many reasons. If you could choose, you would choose to have some games, competitive matches, to get fitter, to get that rhythm that he was explaining, to go back playing together and everything. You could see also the other side of the argument is that maybe teams in Italy, not so much in Germany, but in Spain and in England, will play every 3 days, and they might get to August when the Champions League is resuming in a more tired state than the PSG, for example, who wouldn't have played. I think the right balance would be better for everyone, and maybe that's what the Germans are doing. Their leagues will be finished by the end of June. They will have some games. They can have a bit of time off and then start again for Bayern Munich, for example, who will resume in the Champions League. So it's not ideal for PSG, but you could also think that the others will play a lot before the Champions League starts again.
No way. I don't buy that. I'm sorry, Jules. I mean, they had 2 months off. They're going to get ready back, and they're going to be fit. They're not going to be tired. They're football professional at the end of the day. And for the Denmark example, they had like maybe 3 weeks off. No, 2 months. 2 months is huge. Nobody in his career has 2 months. It's only if you're injured, you have 2 months off. And we know, and I know, even with 3 weeks off, when you come back, you struggle, getting back to your fitness and your best. So it's going to be a problem. And if Paris Saint-Germain hasn't got real games, they're going to struggle.
Frank, you forget though, Julien is PSG TV. You've got to remember this.
No, Julien is a big fan, so is as when you love somebody, you're completely blind.
That is very true. If you could play on any team throughout the history of the sport, which team would you pick? Jules?
Oh, that's a good one. I would have loved to be on the Arsenal Invincibles, just for the feeling of not losing, or the AC Milan Invincibles as well, with Capello, who went on an even longer run of games without losing. But I think the Barcelona of Pep Guardiola, and be one of the members of that team with Messi, Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets, all at their peak, and etc. I think that would be pretty special.
What position? You would be in the Busquets role, Jules?
No, I can leave Busquets, dictating the game and the pace of the game. And I think as I was going to say right back, but they had a pretty good one in Dani Alves. I don't know, they had no weakest link. I'd be like a left winger maybe. I don't have to do too much, but I can still score a few goals that Messi sets up on the plate for me. I can take all the credit, big smile, a few sponsorship deals, a few adverts, and a lot of trophies.
Frank?
It was a very good example, and I would have picked maybe the Guardiola's team, because as a defender, at the time you didn't do anything. You just didn't even defend. You just had to give the first ball, and you won. So many titles. But I will be more vintage. I will pick two teams. The national team of '70 in Brazil, fantastic to play with Pelé. Wow, a dream, and then so many others fantastic players. And Ajax from the beginning of the '70s with Johan Cruyff, Johan Niskens, because it was total football. You could end up, striker, being a central defender. Everybody was playing for the other, so it was fantastic. And I would have had long hair. That would have been fantastic.
Oh, what a picture that would have been for us, Frank. Right, Jules, listen. Do you think that football needs to introduce a salary cap for players and agents in order to control the financials for the future of football?
I don't think it would be a bad idea. I just think it's impossible. It's too late to where the sport is now. How much money the clubs are getting from TV rights and all sort of deals. How much the players already are earning. It would be far more healthy in many respects if you could have a salary cap, if the agent fees and were capped as well. I get that, and it'd probably be easier for clubs not to go bust, not to go bankrupt, not to go over the top either. I just think the game has gone to such a level now that we're too far into the capitalism of football in many respects to be able to do that.
Yesterday, Craig and Shaka were arguing as to who was the better chef between the two of them, which leads us to the question that's been sent in today. Frank, would you rather eat a meal prepared by Craig or Shaka?
Well, I will go with Shaka, because I think it will be more exotic than a Scottish meal. So you know what I mean? I don't know what a Scottish meal could be, but I'm sure it will be full of surprises with Shaka. So I'll definitely go to Shaka.
Craig claims he's a very good experimental cook, by the way, Frank. Well away from the traditional Scottish cuisine.
Yeah, you can make anything up, if you want in your life. I'm a fantastic skater, and I surf very well too.
Yep.
No.
You did the same, saying you're a fantastic actor as well, didn't you?
Yeah, but that's you can put a little bit of truthness, in some arguments,
Who should PSG buy with the money if and when Mbappe leaves, Jules? Well, that's what Jules not going to say Mbappe's leaving. He'll be in tears.
He's going to start crying.
Is the question, could he leave? Is that the question?
No. How are you going to spend the money when he leaves?
Okay, so in 4 or 5 years' time, or maybe 10 years' time when he leaves, how we spend the money? Well, I guess by then, listen, there's a point, and I've said it hundreds of times, he will leave and Neymar will leave as well. And then PSG will look for the next big thing that is possible for them to get. So they won't get Cristiano, they won't get Messi. By the time that Mbappe or Neymar goes, Jadon Sancho might be already at a club where you can't poach him out of that club. So it's hard to say now, because we don't know when Mbappe will leave. We don't know then by that time who will be available on the market or who will be easier or too hard to get from other clubs. But you would think that so far, if you look at the progress of the club with the Ibrahimovic years and then the Neymar years, and then hopefully a few Mbappe's years as well, they've done pretty good each time the marquee player, the star player left to sort of replace him in a way, even if they were all different profiles. So we would have to hope that they would have a contingency plan. They would have almost prepared the sort of post-Mbappe era, whenever that is, a post-Neymar era, and that they will be ready to get another marquee signing, another marquee player, and then go again.
Done pretty good. What are you talking about, Jules? They mucked up in the Champions League every year, no matter who was there.
Hang on. No, in the sense that if Ibra is your big marquee signing, he leaves, that's a huge hole to fill. Go and find someone who can fill that void, and I don't think it was easy just like this. So getting Neymar and then Mbappe the same summer, I think was pretty impressive from Paris, albeit putting themselves in danger with financial fair play and everything. But still, it was pretty impressive. Let's see who they can get next to come once those two are leaving.
Frank.
Yeah.
About a man very close to your heart. Had Ronaldo, phenomenal, not had those injuries, would he have gone on to become the greatest, better than Messi and Cristiano?
Well, even with his injury, he has been absolutely fantastic, and he came back after his, especially when he was at Inter Milan, when he has, I remember the scene when he had this knee problem. Ronaldo was simply fantastic, and most people, when they talk about Ronaldo and compare with the other Ronaldo because they have the same name, they say the real Ronaldo. It shows how big he was, how talented he was, and I don't know, it's not the same era. The media maybe weren't also as big as it is now, and but Ronaldo was a huge star, and maybe as big as Ronaldo and Messi are now. So I have no doubt that Ronaldo is at the same level that they can eat at the same table.
What do you think, Jules?
I agree with Frank in the sense that he's one of the 5 best ever, for me at least. I think that, of course, with so many injuries, he would have had a much better career. When you think that he, for a long time, hold that record of the most goals scored at World Cups, when some of them, was not fully fit or 100%, it's quite incredible. And also, I think maybe the lifestyle that he was leading outside of the pitch, if he'd been maybe a bit more disciplined, to put it that way, maybe he would have been even better. Like, imagining him with the Cristiano Ronaldo kind of work ethic, it would have been incredible, maybe unstoppable.
Final question is for you, Frank. Mm-hmm. During your playing days, did you ever imagine Craig would be a pundit after his career?
Well, he had a little teeth problem, so I never thought that it would be. The problem would be so that in a way that he could speak on TV.
He had a big teeth problem in that he didn't have any.
Yeah, so I say, well, if he smiles on TV and he's a pundit, so it's going to be a problem. But he sorted the problem very well, and he's absolutely fantastic. He's always been something thoughtful about the game, about the way football should be. So it's no doubt that, and I'm not surprised that I can see him on ESPN giving his best knowledge about football. It was more how do you say, a physical aspect of the person than the brain aspect of the person.
The brain aspect, yeah. Frank, go and text Zidane now. You may as well. Thank you very much to Jules. We'll be back tomorrow for more of this. Thank you, as always, for your tweets. Till tomorrow, goodbye. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.